I tried to warn you this was happening. Cortana is no longer an asset, Captain. She is a danger. She has access to the Forerunner domain, a galaxy-spanning network
Cortana's
that
alive?
allows her to control whatever devices caused this damage.
How is she?
Master Chief believes she contacted him.
No, John must not speak to her.
He's gone in search of her.
You let him go?
How is it
Nobody lets the chief do anything. He does what he wants.
Until 0631 this morning, when he was declared absent without leave.
This isn't about the Master
John
Chief.
is not equipped emotionally to deal with her as a threat.
Hey! Is anyone gonna answer me?
You're out of line, Roland.
Yes, sir, but so is everyone else. You created Cortana, Doc, and now you're throwing her out the airlock with these accusations.
Roland.
You think she tricked the Master Chief into abandoning his post? Respectfully, sir, to what end? Why is Cortana the problem? Because she refused to die when she was supposed to?
You're okay with this? Not just another target, you know.
Every target is just another target, Buck.
Yeah. For you, maybe. I love being an ODST. Just point and shoot. None of this gray area BS. I mean, how are we even supposed to bring them in? Ask politely?
No.
The hell?
Armor restraint. Short-circuit their suit systems.
The Locke. Every other Spartan, every soldier, when they hear about this, they're gonna hate us. You know that, right?
You're not the only one here because of him.
Hello and welcome back to my legendary walkthrough for Halo 5 Guardians. In the last episode, we completed the second mission of the game, which was Blue Team, and today we will be completing the third mission, Glassed.
The Covenant blasted this planet in 48. It was a UNSC colony then, but we never came back. Run by a private corp now, chipping away the glass, making her livable.
Why are we taking the long way down?
Because it's polite. Grew up on an indie colony like Meridian. Folks out here don't take well to the UNSC landing in the middle of town. Tend to see it as an act of aggression.
Speaking of acts of aggression...
Those are Forerunner ships. What the hell are Forerunners doing here?
Maybe we're not the only ones here for the Master Chief.
Whoever the hell is on my elevator, identify yourself.
This is Spartan Locke, UNSC.
Thugs. A lot of you.
To whom am I speaking?
This is Governor Sloan, and you...
Governor didn't seem to want our help.
Well, he's gonna get it anyway.
Spartans? What the hell are Spartans doing here?
What's going on?
Meridian Station's under attack. Sloane's trying to put up a fight, but I got family up there. They ain't armed.
Osiris, the people of Meridian Station need our assistance.
What the hell are those things? Has anyone heard from Apogee Station?
What's happening? Everyone remain calm. Governor
Meridian Control, we need you to open the doors to the space elevator.
But it's overrun!
Open the doors so we can help.
Damn it, Kyle! Do it! Fine, go!
Alright, for the first encounter of the mission, a group of crawlers will bunch up on the left side of the platform, so use a frag grenade to take them all out, and then swap out your Magnum for a suppressor afterwards.
Base is on lockdown. No way out.
There must be a way to shut down the security system.
Yeah, eliminate the threat, then lockdown ends.
Use the same suppressor battle rifle combo you used in the first mission to take out this soldier right here, then just headshot the remaining crawlers with the battle rifle.
Elevator control. Get those automated turrets online.
We're trying, Governor. Security tower doors jammed.
Automated turrets. Those could be useful.
Why yes, Buck, they could be useful, so we're going to have to activate them. But before we do that, we want to take out the wave of Prometheans that's going to spawn at the top of this left area over here. Now, assuming you didn't miss earlier, you should still have 2 frag grenades left over, so you can use those to take out the groups of crawlers, and use the suppressor battle rifle combo against the soldiers. Cover shouldn't be an issue since you have this massive thing here to your right, and then when the next wave spawns in, immediately toss a pulse grenade as the crawlers rush around the corners to take out almost all of them at once, and then take out the remaining soldiers with the combo. Once the area is clear, load up on suppressor ammo from the ones the enemies dropped, then hop down to the walkway nearby and swap out your battle rifle for the DMR so you have more range and more ammo for your precision weapon. But you're going to want to grab it and run because there are soldiers across the way with light rifles that will strip your shields absurdly quickly. So pop out of cover with a full shield, grab the DMR, then fall back to cover and lead your squad back down the stairs. Use the truck in the middle of the arena to take out all the soldiers and crawlers in the area. Sidestep between the left and right sides of the truck to make it harder for the enemies to hit you, and then shoot what you see as you do. If your shields go down in the process, move directly backwards, fall back behind this wall, pull out your DMR and start sniping crawlers from a distance so they can't advance too far in your position. Once you've cleared enough enemies to where it's safe to move up, send your team up the stairs to the right while you hunker down at the base of these steps to the left. These stairs will give you enough cover from the main battlefield for you to use the suppressor battle rifle combo on the soldiers on the balcony, and your team will be able to provide supporting fire as well. Once they're down, 2 more soldiers will spawn in, and that's your cue to join the team on the right side of the area. You can mop up any nearby enemies in order to make crossing the other side less dangerous. Load up on DMR ammo from the one you find on the floor and combo both of these soldiers with a suppressor and DMR. If you have any pulse grenades left over, you can use those to take them both out at once, but if not, then the combo works just fine. Now this was a textbook example of a misplay. If a soldier mounts the turret on the other side, thrust your pack to the left off the platform and take cover under the structure behind the stairs. I instead chose to thrust into the wall, which led to my unfortunate demise. Once he's down, tell one of your teammates to mount the turret, then climb up to the platform behind you.
Turret controls are in there, but the
Punch open the door into this room and turn on the automated turrets. You may have to perform an Artemis scan by pressing down on the D-pad before we'll let you activate them.
Turrets are online.
Who? Spartans? You activated the turrets?
We're here to help, Governor.
Alright, turrets online and 2 teammates mounted on the manual turrets. Now we can start getting a little more aggressive. With 4 turrets laying into any soldier that crosses their path, you may not even have to do any shield stripping yourself. You can just lend a finishing headshot. Either way, allow the turrets to do their thing and mop up whatever they don't shoot down. Huh. Looks like I got unlucky on this run and one of my manual turrets got shut down. Nothing much you can do if that happens, but it shouldn't matter since you still have plenty of extra firepower. While the auto turrets themselves aren't in danger of going offline, your teammates will sometimes get themselves into a situation which forces them off the turret because they need to be revived. If that happens like it did here, abandon the turret positioning and move the entire team to the right side of the arena. There's plenty of cover under the structure, and moving towards the back right corner will both allow for a nice flank and a perfect shot when the Knight Commander spawns in.
We gotta gotta get that gate open.
Knight Commander, just showed up with reinforcements.
Okay, if you have one, toss a pulse grenade at the knight as soon as he spawns in, then fall back behind cover and use the DMR to snipe out the 2 bright weak spots on either side of him. You can't just stand still though, because he has an incineration cannon and can one-shot you if you aren't paying attention to him. Fortunately, your thruster pack should help with that. Anyway, once both sides pop off, shoot him once in the head to finish him off. And from here, mopping up anything that survived should be trivial.
Looks like we're all clear.
Spartans. Was that your doing?
We just helped, Governor. Your people did a lot.
Your DMR is almost definitely going to start to run low on ammo around this point, so you'll be able to find some atop these stairs, but it's not necessary when you can fully replenish your supply in the ammo stash that I'm moving towards now. Coming up next is going to be your first non-aerial vehicle encounter of the game. Ordinarily, the rest of this mission can be a massive pain in your rear end, but if you take the time to make a few small preparations, it can not only be super easy, but a lot of fun. You can show your appreciation to the auto turrets if you wish. Ground pound through the roof of this building and replenish your frag grenades for a very specific situation in the future, and your DMR ammo. Then open the door to let your teammates see what you've discovered. Similar to what we did last mission, you're going to order your squad to pick up this rocket launcher. They don't always like to go in the room though, so I tend to weapon walk the rocket launcher out.
Pick up that weapon.
You got it.
Once one of your teammates has it in their hands, you can move on towards the gates, but don't get in the Warthogs just yet. We still have one more thing to do.
We've seen Prometheans lots of places, but there's always been a forerunner element. This road will lead straight to Meridian Station.
Climb up the stairs of this tower and tell another one of your teammates to grab the Spartan laser. Now take note of the 2 people who grabbed weapons. In this case, it's Vale and Buck. No matter who those 2 people end up being, you need to make sure at least one of them gets into the passenger seat of your Warthog. If one of them doesn't, force them out until one of them gets in. The idea here is that your passenger has a powerful weapon that can be used to blow the heck out of any enemies that stand in your way, while your gunner suppresses them with chain gun fire. Now, I have previously tried giving my 3rd squad mate the Knight's incineration cannon so that no matter which one of my teammates gets in, they would still be useful. However, due to the weapon's insane amount of splash damage, I found that more often than not it just ends up getting me killed, so I tend to stick to the rocket launcher and Spartan laser. Either way, once your Warthog is ready to go, you can hit the road. Now on this run through, I've got Vale in my passenger seat armed with a Spartan laser. It doesn't sound like the preferred option since she has to charge up the laser as opposed to Buck who could have just constantly fired the rocket launcher. But since the AI has near perfect aim with that thing, it's not that big of a deal. It just means that rather than madly charging into the battlefield and letting Buck blow everybody sky high, now I'm being slightly less aggressive and letting Vale catch them by surprise.
McCord River, report in.
Governor Sloan, McCord River Bridge is sealed, but we're under heavy assault.
What do we do? Make damn sure they don't get through to town.
Governor, if you open the bridge, Osiris can help Meridian.
No.
Either way, this is fairly self-explanatory. Drive around, let your teammates shoot stuff, and if your shields get low, fall back to cover before your vehicle explodes. As far as driving techniques go, most of it is stuff you learn naturally as you experiment with the Warthog's physics. Regardless of who you have as a passenger, when you get to the bottom of the hill, drive straight towards the soldier with the splinter turret to splatter him because he is famous for tearing into your vehicle. Once he's down, your gunner and passenger should easily be able to mop up anything that remains.
The propaganda about Spartans doesn't lie. Listen, across the bridge, closer to town, there's others that could use your help.
We can do that, sir.
All right, opening up.
I'm out of the vehicle.
Now, I may have been a little too aggressive during that first fight, seeing as my Warthog was just about ready to explode. Luckily, if your vehicle also catches on fire, there's another Warthog you can mount up your troops in nearby. However, you'll notice that this time I'm actively trying to get Buck into my side seat because for the next section, you absolutely want the rocket launcher and not the Spartan laser. So take the extra time to make sure whoever has the rocket launcher is your passenger. Well, that took way longer than it should have. Once everything's properly set up in a new, non-inflamed Warthog, you can set off into the next area.
So when this planet is chipped out of the glass, who has land rights?
Get me in close.
Governor Sloan, this is Billy at the garage. We're pinned down.
Spartans, my people in the service garage could sure use your help. Well, they might just have a scorpion in there.
They have a tank. Why do they have a tank? Gift horses, Vale.
Soldiers can drive?
Hits, we gotta move. Gunner is taking fire.
So what I'm doing here isn't always necessary. Basically what happened is that Tanaka took my old Warthog, the one that was 3 seconds away from blowing up. I would like to keep my teammates alive, and without a gunner, Tanaka is as good as dead on the battlefield. So I drove back into this tunnel, forced Tanaka out of her vehicle, then used the frag grenade I grabbed earlier to destroy the Warthog and force her to get into a new, non-inflamed vehicle. This probably won't be a problem when you play through, but just in case it is, I recommend using this strategy to make sure that your teammates don't get themselves killed. Now that that's taken care of, we can go kick some butt. Unless your passenger decides to jump out of the Warthog. If this happens and he or she is no longer willing to hold out his or her rocket launcher, first command them to pick something else up, and then you yourself will pick up that weapon so that they hold out the rocket launcher without actually trading weapons. As in, ping the suppressor, then pick up the suppressor.
Push up.
Copy that, Locke. No problem. I'm going on foot.
Warthog, now.
Warthog's mine. Down!
That knight's got a scatter shot. Watch the spread on that. Go mobile, Spartan.
I'm walking.
Jumping out of the Warthog.
Dig over.
Move this thing.
Now we can go kick some butt. This plays out much the same way as the last area. Drive around and splatter the crawlers while your gunner and passenger work together to take out the soldiers. Only special note to make here is to keep moving so you don't get zapped by scattershot blasts or stray pulse grenades. If you linger too long in one area to give your teammates a better shot at an enemy, the knight or a pulse grenade could catch you off guard and destroy your ride. So just don't be where you were a second ago when you should be pretty well off.
Well done, Spartans. Head over to the garage. I'll have Billy open up.
Spartans? Holy...
Billy, we're gonna need to borrow your toy.
What?
They'll get more use out of it than you will.
So I don't know what Sloan's talking about because the area is definitely not clear. Anyway, the most reliable tactic for dealing with this knight is the same one you use to take down the other Warthog. Drive straight toward him and hope that your passenger doesn't miss. The good news is that even if it is a miss, you can circle around and try again, unlike the Warthog from before, which would have basically been an instant death if you failed. Now when the turrets spawn, your Warthog might start to catch on fire, so if you see red lights starting to flash, retreat to this little cave towards the center of the arena. At this point, since the knights are down, there's nothing else in the area that poses a real threat to you on foot, so you can just pick off any surviving soldiers with the DMR and make a break for the Scorpion when you get the all clear.
Warthog, now.
I'll never turn down a chance to drive a Warthog.
He's just up the hill.
Push up.
Why did they have a Scorpion? This is UNSC gear.
Corporate security. Private security for a frontier colony isn't unusual. Surprising to see something this heavy, though.
As soon as you have control of the Scorpion, take aim at the turrets and fire away. Once the initial set of turrets are down, get your teammates out of any stray vehicles and load them all up on your Scorpion. You want to make sure that everyone's traveling together as you move towards the final fight of the mission. Plus, having the rocket launcher, Spartan laser, or both on the sides certainly helps out.
All set to roll. Let's go.
You might think the biggest threat here is the turret, but it's actually the knight. Prioritize the knight, then the turret, then everything else.
Vicious aliens all over the place, and we're stuck shooting these ant things. Taking it out. Get me target. Took him out.
Spartans, you're close to Meridian Station now. If you could clear out the land between where you are and town.
Of course, Governor.
Wow, pretty quick turnaround from get off my planet to, hey, can you help?
At least he's talking to us. That's a start.
Hold her steady.
Get hostiles to the other end of my cannon.
They're right on our doorstep, Spartans. Thought you were keeping them away from us.
Osiris, clear the area so they can open the gates.
Okay, a lot of stuff is about to happen really fast, so listen up. Drive the Scorpion to the right side of the area and park next to this yellow crate, and then drive in reverse as the Prometheans teleport in. The soldier with a splinter turret will have his shield stripped simply by spawning in beneath you, and so him and the rest of his cronies will be a total joke to you.
All clear. Oh, hell. Here they come.
Use the Scorpion to clear out the enemies around you, as well as the first new wave to spawn in. Don't clear out everything, just enough enemies so that you can safely set up your Warthog without spawning in the next wave.
Scorpion's under fire.
Scorpion's ready to spread some fire.
Got one. Soldier got me good.
Hostiles on foot. Incoming!
Scorpion's under fire.
I'm friendly!
Get out of the Scorpion and order your team to load up in the Warthog. Make sure whoever has the rocket launcher is in your passenger seat. If they have it but aren't holding it out, make them pick up something else so that they will, but then pick it up for them so they keep the rocket launcher. You'll see me do that in a minute here with Puck if you want a visual demonstration.
Take this weapon.
Solid copy.
Move up.
Copy that. Copy.
I'm here.
Move, double time.
I'm on it.
What the fuck? Damn it, soldier.
Take that position.
Copy.
Pick up that weapon.
On it.
You shouldn't have to worry about any Prometheans because you left some enemies alive from the first wave, and so long as they're still alive, the next wave will not spawn in. Once your Warthog is all set up, drive into the battlefield and kick some butt. A couple notes to make about this. First of all, if your rocket launcher teammate died at any point and lost the firepower, there's a fresh one on the staircase next to the Warthog that you can use. Second, while it is technically easier to just sit on top of the tower and snipe everything out from a distance with a sniper rifle or camp near the staircase with a scorpion, this is the most fun strategy for dealing with this holdout encounter.
Still a few of those things out there, Spartans.
It may take a couple tries to set it up properly, but once you get it, trust me, driving around and blowing everything into thin air is incredibly satisfying and way more enjoyable than just sitting back and picking everything off from range. Finally, there aren't any tactical differences between this and the last two Warthog sections. Just circle around and let your gunner and passenger do all the work. Just keep in mind what I told you previously about dealing with the Knights. Done flawlessly, you can clear this last holdout section in about 2 minutes. The mission ends after the waves stop coming and Sloan opens the gates for you.
Looks like you've done it. Never thought I'd thank the UNSC for a damn thing, but I do thank you, Spartans. Come on inside.
I'm out of the vehicle.